Everyone knows The Rock is the people's champion of the WWE. But what if the UFC had a people's champion for every single division? So today, we're going to be going division by division and creating a championship matchup for the people's championship belt.
It's pretty much just Alex Pereira versus everyone. He's the people's champ.
He actually fights in every division. The top half is Alex Pereira, bottom half is Volk.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're going to do flyweight all the way to heavyweight once again. And yeah, I felt like this was a pretty... I don't know if I'd say controversial, but I feel like everyone has their own people's champion, you know?
Yeah, you're taking like half into account what like the general public likes and then half what you like. So we're going to be going through the matchups and then we're going to talk about who we think would win that matchup and then who we'd want to win that matchup.
Yeah.
All right, let's start it off with flyweight, Lucas. Who is your flyweight matchup?
This one, I felt like there was actually a lot of people's champions in flyweight, you know? Mm-hmm. There was people like Steve Ursay, you have Brandon Moreno, and then you have like even people, Kaya Sakura. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people that you gravitate to.
Lower toward down, you had like Charles Jourdain, Charles Johnson, and then also like Joshua Van too.
Yeah. So I ended up going with Brandon Moreno versus Cap.
Ooh.
Because Cap is like, what I thought is Moreno is like, if you're a good person, he's your people's champion. Cap, if you're an evil person, he's your people's champion, you know?
Yeah, I think especially like after his last win, like more people are on the Cap bandwagon.
Yeah.
But there's still some people who are tainted from the Mikhaev fight. I went with Moreno as my first guy.
Okay.
But then my second guy, I went with Tyra. Like, I don't know if there's anyone who doesn't like either of those guys, you know?
That's true.
Like, they're both just like, they both just seem like good guys who are like great fighters. And I think that this would be an interesting matchup, one that we haven't seen in flyweight, which is a hot commodity.
Yeah, that's true. I think for my matchup, just thinking about who wins, I feel like on a good night, Cap wins.
Yeah.
On an average night, I think Moreno still wins.
It's the story that keeps on being told in fights after fights. It's volume versus power.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, obviously, if I had to bet $100 on that fight, I would go Moreno.
Yeah.
But you always have to bring into account that Cap has the power to knock him out with one punch. So
exactly.
It's like it's tough.
And he has like ultra instinct as well sometimes, you know?
And then for my fight, Moreno versus Tyra, it's so tough. I think I would maybe go Tyra, just because I think that it was close between Tyra and Royval, and I don't know how much I trust Moreno on the ground as much as Royval, because Royval's just like scrappy, so he's able to get out of those situations on the ground, whereas Moreno is like basically just all dog on the feet.
Yeah, that's true. That's Moreno versus Tyra is probably a closer matchup, I would say.
I would say so.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, let's move on to bantamweight. Also, let us know who your people's champ is for every division, because you know, even in our award show video, which just came out yesterday, and it's getting lots of comments and good positive feedback. And then I see some people like, oh, why wasn't this person in there or that fight? Like, everyone has their own opinion on what is the best thing of the year or the best fighter. So it's impossible to include everyone.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, why would you add Holloway versus Gaethje if you didn't want it to win? Because it's like generally considered one of the better fights of the year, and like the people obviously liked that fight the most. It wasn't for us. It wasn't the hardcore fan, diehard, even though that's it may not even be us.
That ain't even us.
But like the people chose that award, so why would we not add it in there even if we were disappointed with the winner?
Exactly. All right, moving on to bantamweight. I'll start off with my pick. I went with Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo.
Oh.
The same?
Yeah.
Dang.
The only other guy I considered was, I didn't know how much of this was me, or if it was all UFC fans, but I considered Garbrandt.
Peter Yan versus Prime Garbrandt?
No, Kurt Garbrandt.
Current Garbrandt?
If it was that matchup, I would have gone Aldo versus Garbrandt.
Oh, yeah, that's closer. I was thinking, like, if this was 6 months ago, I feel like I would have booked Peter Yan versus Davison Figueiredo. But that matchup already happened. So I feel like we already had the people's main event in bantamweight. But then you have, like, Sean O'Malley. I feel like he's polarizing.
So, polarizing. Like, you either love him or you hate him.
Yeah, and then Umar. I feel like Umar's very neutral. Yeah. No one, like...
That's my favorite fighter. That's my GOAT.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
That's your favorite fighter, man.
Like, we're high on Umar, but we don't like... He's not, like, my favorite fighter.
Yeah, he might not even be my top 50 favorite fighters.
He's not on the roster, little bro.
All right, in that matchup, I think it's pretty obvious that Yan wins that.
Yeah.
And I think I would want Yan to win that fight.
Yeah. It wouldn't be close.
No. All right, moving on to featherweight. This is probably like the matchup of the whole video. Like, it doesn't get better than this matchup. Hopefully we'll see it sometime in 2025.
Yeah.
I have Volk versus Lopez.
Yeah, it's the matchup to
It's the matchup to me.
Yeah, that's what I have as well. I was thinking of trying to do something different, but there's like further down the rankings, personally, I ain't doing Lerone Murphy.
Lerone!
Bryce Mitchell, I do feel like he's a cult hero, you know, in that sense. But everyone loves Diego Lopez and Alexander Volkanovski. And I do think we are going to get it one day.
We have to.
I think we have to.
Yeah, the only other guy maybe like you could have considered like an Arnold Allen. Like there's no one that's not going to hate him, but like he doesn't have the love.
True.
You know, but then you'd have to go down into like the prospects, but then you have like prospects don't get as much love as like the main card fighters, you know.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to be the favorite of the division when you're on the main card.
Yeah, unless there's like a widespread meme about a prospect. I feel like that's the only time where they like become
Chihuahua.
Yeah, like a Chihuahua, or even like the Genghis Khan oral buy stuff. Like that was really popular for a while. I'm trying to think of any others, but you know, there's like
memes about Talbot.
Yeah, Talbot and you know.
Emo boy.
Yeah.
All right, but in that matchup, Lucas, Volk versus Lopez, this is a very close fight. Who do you have?
I feel like on a normal night, Volk should win that with his wrestling, his clinch game, and his boxing. You have to remember that Volk outboxed Holloway 2 times. He used, like in one of the fights, I can't remember which one, it was more of, you know, tying him up and sometimes trying to take him down. But Holloway, you don't really take down. He's super hard to take down. So the majority of their fights, Volk was just beating him up in the boxing and in the clinch. So if he can do that to Holloway, who, you know, we talk about him as one of the greatest boxers, but then no one talks about Volk as being the greatest boxer.
Yeah.
That's something I just wanted to bring up. Not really part of this video, but I wanted to talk about that. So I think on an average night, Volk should win. But Lopez first round, you never know.
Yeah, it's just such a tough fight. I think if we had to do a predictions challenge on this tomorrow, I think I would go Lopez.
Really?
I don't know why. I just got that feeling.
I mean, we did pick against
bones.
him. We picked against him in against Ortega, and he clowned on him.
Which was so interesting because at 303, we both had Lopez over Ortega. But then at 306, we were like, no, Ortega surely got this.
Let's lock in. Yeah.
All right, moving on to lightweight. One of the ones that is, oh no! I just realized I forgot someone in lightweight. The actual people's champion.
Oh no.
Well, I'm gonna make a quick substitution.
No. Say what you have. I'll go first. I'll go first.
I'll go first.
Okay, you'll go first.
I have Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. I forgot Charles.
I mean, there's
so many. It's not that bad.
I was going through the rankings, and like the top 6 of lightweight are all people's champions. You have Armin, whatever.
Yeah.
Charles, Justin, Dustin, Holloway, and Dan Hooker.
Even Chandler's a people's champion too.
Yeah. So like,
and Moicano, like
you can't pick wrong.
No,
it's impossible.
And I just think that I really want to see the Max versus Poirier fight. I think it's like the closest fight you get.
I think
within like the top of lightweight.
Yeah, and with Dustin's age, I still think he has a good chance in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, especially after we saw what he did against Islam.
Very true.
And I think it's the best fight you could book for that whole narrative of what's Dustin's last fight.
Yeah.
People's Championship, BMF belt. Who's going to be the double champ?
They should make a People's Champ belt. Or is that just the BMF belt pretty much?
Yeah, basically the BMF belt.
Okay, so for my lightweight pick, I went with Dan Hooker versus Charles Oliveira.
Ooh.
I think these two are like the most beloved in the division. But Poirier is as well.
Yeah.
You know? And so is Max Holloway. So I don't know. Dan Hooker, it's a fun matchup. I know we love him. Oliveira, he doesn't have a hater. I don't think Oliveira has a single MMA hater. And that matchup, you'd have to favor Oliveira.
Oh, yeah.
With Hooker's takedown defense,
you never know.
You never know.
And then for Max versus Poirier, I think I would lean like a Max decision win. Like it would be a 5-round all-out war. Like I don't think either guy puts the other one out.
Doubt it.
But
yeah, it'd be close.
But you never know what Max chin's looking like after one crack.
Yeah.
All right, welterweight time. This was a tough one. This division I wasn't feeling the all-star fan favorites.
No, there's a lot of people who have potential to be fan favorites, but I feel like they're not yet.
And there's also a lot of old-ass gatekeepers.
Yeah, that I was not picking.
Old gatekeepers.
So,
sorry, Jeff Neal.
Well, he's not your people's champ?
No.
Dang. For my welterweight people's champ pick, I went with Shavkat versus Prates.
Ooh. I was thinking Shavkat, but I think that a lot of people soured on him because
I know
that's what do MMA fans love to do. Overreact to one fight.
Yeah. Hey, we do it.
Oh, yeah. But like not in the way
not when it's Shavkat.
Not in the way that other people do. Doesn't get one finish because he has a torn MCL. oh, he's terrible. He's terrible. Bilal 50-45 him. He's terrible. Bilal finishes Shavkat. I'm so confident.
I saw that narrative. I think Protes, he's definitely a people's champ. Like just the way that he acts and the way that he gets finishes, his nonchalant attitude. And then Shavkat, everyone loves him. But I do think you're right. I did think about the way that people's perception kind of changed after UFC 310. I was thinking about even picking like a JDM, but I don't think JDM's as mainstream.
He doesn't have the following yet. He's not like a superstar yet. No. I think it's so interesting too with that Shavkat versus Gary fight is like Shavkat beat Ian Gary, but somehow Shavkat's hype went down and his love went down and Gary's hype and love went up.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But for my welterweight pick, I went with Carlos Protes versus one of the veterans that everyone loves, Stephen Thompson.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, like I think that's a fun matchup. Thompson gets his lights put out by Protes, but like everyone loves Stephen Thompson, you know?
When does he retire? That's the question. So what, is he in his 40s now? Is he 40?
Let's get some Saudi money. Let's get Bisping versus Stephen Thompson in a super fight.
Buddy, let me tell you something, buddy.
And then obviously in my fight, I would pick Protes to beat Stephen Thompson. But
makes sense, yeah. Wouldn't be that close.
No.
But Stephen Thompson, with his range control, he does put up a good fight.
In a 3-round fight, he could realistically bring that to the 3rd round and then get put out there.
Yeah, that's true. Same, kind of like a Buckley situation, I was thinking of picking Buckley, but I know you wouldn't be happy.
Oh, that is like the biggest hill I'm gonna live on. I'm going all in on the Joaquin Buckley hate and I just can't wait for him to lose. And then everyone's gonna switch up. Yeah, 2025. You said he's not winning a fight, right? Not a single fight in 2025.
Crazy take. Someone said in the comments, they were talking about how Joaquin Buckley has almost like similar attributes to Dricus.
Ooh.
Like just like weirdly strong.
And then pulls weird stuff out.
Yeah. Can just get a finish out of nowhere. Decides like, okay, I'm going to lock in now. I feel like it's kind of accurate, but Dricus has a really good resume. Like it feels like Dricus should be one of those fighters who has like 4, 5, 6 losses, but a lot of wins. But Buckley's the one who has about like 6 or 7 losses, and Dricus only has like 2.
But the thing is Joaquin is undefeated in welterweight.
Yeah,
is the only difference.
Yeah, 6-0 now.
Yeah,
crazy.
All right, moving on to middleweight, Lucas. There's obviously one guy that's a lock for this, but who's the other guy? That was tough to figure out.
Well, I thought this one was obvious.
Really? Yeah. Who do you have?
Well, I think the people's champion right now at this moment is still Sean Strickland because of how he lost.
Okay.
To Dricus.
Okay.
Like people were saying robbery and stuff like that. He's not my favorite fighter. I know you like him quite a bit, but
I like what he stands for.
Shut up. I think he's the people's champion in a lot of people's eyes because he never lost the belt, and he is, at least for Americans, they do quite like him, even if when he doesn't fight for a while, you start to re-like him because you forget how awful his fights are.
Yeah.
And then for a matchup, I went Hamza Chimaev.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so interesting. That is not even close to what I have.
Really?
I didn't go Sean just because like he's one of those polarizing figures.
Yeah.
Although I doubt that there's a lot of blue UFC fans. If there are any, I don't think that they're rooting for Sean Strickland.
No. They're probably in our comments though.
Oh, probably hating on us. On the TikTok, we had an absolute bomb.com follow us on TikTok.
Really?
She wasn't that great, but just to see her like as a TikTok follower, I was like, oh, go subscribe to the TikTok, please. But now we just see like absolute degens. But middleweight, people's champion matchup, Robert Whittaker. I don't know how you don't have Robert Whittaker. No one doesn't love Robert Whittaker.
I know.
You have 18 Robert Whittaker shirts. You have a life-size pillow cuddling Robert Whittaker. Versus Jared Cannonier, just because I don't think anyone hates Jared Cannonier, and there's a lot of polarizing figures inside of middleweight, so
that's true.
He was my other pick.
I was thinking about going. I honestly didn't think about Robert Whittaker. I don't know why.
Like he is one of like the people's champion. Like he might be in the top 5 for like the beloved fighters.
Maybe, yeah. I might be tripping here. Yeah, but I think Sean Strickland deserves it as well. For that 50% or probably like 60 or 70% that. Really like him?
Yeah.
That's their cult hero. All right, let's move on to light heavyweight. I'm going to get cooked for that in the comments. But light heavyweight, I have Dominic Reyes versus Yuri Prohaska.
Who likes Yuri?
Bro, everyone likes Yuri. You're the only person who I've met who doesn't like Yuri.
I just don't get it.
No, I'm serious. You're the only person I've ever met.
just don't get it with Yuri.
Why?
It just doesn't do it for me, man.
He's a legend.
I don't know.
This is how legends are made.
I don't know. I just do not get the hype with Yuri Prochazka.
I don't know if it's hype. It's just like, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. And I usually like a good meme fighter,
Yeah.
you know, but he's
a samurai.
I think it's because he takes it too seriously.
Maybe.
Like I don't know. I went with Dominic Reyes for one half my matchup, but then the other half was
Anthony
Khalil
Smith
Roundtree.
part 2? Not Anthony Smith part 2? You don't
No.
want to see that second time?
No.
No, I thought about Khalil Roundtree. He was like my runner-up, or he could have replaced Dominic Reyes for me. Because I think a Roundtree versus Prochazka matchup would actually be way more even.
Oh yeah.
Because Reyes is just getting...
Reyes is getting cooked by Roundtree or Yuri.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
It's not a chance.
Like he'd be able to like hang in there for a bit, but I think that just like the volume and the power would just overwhelm him.
Yeah, he's quite chinny now. So
Yeah.
don't... Like, Yuri does hit hard. People forget, man. Yuri hits hard.
Oh yeah. Especially some weird kicks or elbows.
Yeah.
Like
Spinning elbow.
Yuri better watch out. Or Yuri.
No.
It didn't work.
Didn't work.
And that's the perfect time to move on to heavyweight.
Yeah, this one was quite easy because, technically he's not the champion yet. Did you also have Tom
I didn't
Aspinall?
go Tom.
Okay, well, I don't know who you would have gone with if you didn't go with Tom Aspinall.
Obviously I wanted to go with Tom Aspinall.
No, you hate Tom Aspinall.
No, I
You're a
don't.
Tom Aspinall hater.
I'm not a Tom Aspinall hater.
People don't know this about you, but when we're off camera, you talk about how much you hate Tom Aspinall. It's actually getting on my nerves.
I've never hated on Tom Aspinall before.
It's actually, like, you are a John Jones defendant.
I do like what John Jones also stands for.
Yeah, I know.
But I just think that Tom's a little bit too nice.
Yeah.
And I like mean fighters.
I can't believe you. Honestly, I was in the crowd chanting Aspinall.
So who'd you face Tom against?
So I think two of these guys, Tom, obviously, people get behind him with that John Jones narrative. Volkov,
Yeah.
people are behind him right now because, well, first of all, he rizzed us in the Pavlovich fight. And then second of all, he got robbed in the Cyril Gane fight.
Yeah.
As soon as a fighter gets a blatant robbery, everyone loves them.
Oh, they're all buying his stock.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, and that first fight ended pretty early with the straight arm lock. So I'd like to see it again. Run it back.
I went with a little bit of a different route. Since I didn't do Tom Aspinall, I wasn't going to do one of the guys at the top. I went lower down to some of the fan favorites. Maybe even the fan favorite of heavyweight. Derek Lewis
Versus,
Tai Tuivasa.
I knew it was coming.
Like that would be such a good, fun fight in like 2024. I think we saw it a few years ago.
Yeah.
So to see that now with like them both lower down, I think Derek Lewis would just cook Tai Tuivasa.
I don't know.
Tai can't win.
I know.
He can't win.
It's really sad because he's like such an Australian hero. I've watched some videos of like of him like surprising people and stuff. Everyone loves him in Australia. Imagine how bad they feel.
Oh, it probably guts them. Like, you got to think about how bad it hurts when the Canadian fighters lose. When Mike Malott gets outclassed for the 10th time in a row. All right, that is going to do it for us today. Let us know who you think the people's champion of every division is in the comments. While you're down there, make sure you go and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
See ya.